Welcome to MSB TV. My name is Sam Pollock. I'm joined by Kelsey Wilson, Hailey Yingst, and Coach Doug Smith, all from the women's bowling team. And Kelsey and Hailey, you guys are both seniors. Do you want to give me a little bit of rundown on how you guys are feeling about that?
I would say I'm very excited for sure because I'm ready to kind of go out and do my thing with nursing. But I'm also really sad because I've lived with Kelsey the last 2 years and some other girls as well, but I will no longer be living with them. So that's going to be really weird. And I'll miss all my friends, obviously, and being within walking distance of everybody. But overall, just pretty excited. I'm ready to move on.
Ready to get out of here? Yeah. Kelsey, what about you?
I feel like a whole bunch of emotions. I'm really excited because I haven't found a teaching job yet, but I've had some opportunities open up, and getting to know more about those opportunities and accept a teaching position soon is really exciting. So I'm excited to do my thing in teaching.
So there's a lot of excitement going on. That's awesome. That's awesome. And Coach, how do you feel about these two graduating?
Don't get me crying.
Should we say that to the end? Should we say that to the end?
No, these two, for 4 years, they've been varsity starters. And I've counted on them and could count on them for a lot of bowling. Kelsey's going to graduate the leading pin totaler in school history. Hailey joining her and graduating at the same time, they break the record of the best duo in school history. Summer Finley and Brandy Jo Tinlin had that for 8 years, so that record's now brand new. When you talk about them bowling, over 4 years, Hailey missed a few games, and I think Kelsey missed 3. So when you talk about bowling games, you bowl over 4 years, 200, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you compare it to a basketball season. A guy plays, if he plays all 4 years, he's going to play 80 basketball games. They bowled 200 games, and they bowled at least 60, 70 tournaments between the two of them. Both of them. Yeah. So, really relied on them for a lot over the last 4 years, and it's been great. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, we'll keep diving into the past a little bit, so we'll just go back in time and talk about things. So you guys are both from Ohio, I have here. So wanted to kind of jump in and just ask about what led you to Muskingum.
So I always love telling people this story. Muskingum was actually plan 3 on my list of colleges, and I don't think I would have stayed anywhere else. So I'm found my home here, that's for sure. My first 2 options didn't work out, and it led me here, and I think everything happens for a reason.
Kelsey was plan 1 for Muskingum.
Yeah,
so
Doug recruited the crap out of me.
her and her twin brother, I was hoping were coming, but he decided to get a job and move on with his life that way, which is good.
Does he bowl too?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a good bowler.
Yeah.
Can't beat Kelsey though. He's watching this, I know. I'm just saying right now.
Yeah.
Hailey, what about you?
Yeah, so for me, I used to bowl this tournament circuit that goes all around Ohio, and Muskingum hosted one of them in my home area in Dayton. And so I met Doug, I don't even know, probably my sophomore year of high school, something like that, sophomore, freshman year of high school, and he pestered me for years, and I ended up actually winning a Muskingum t-shirt in a raffle at one of these tournaments, and I very much think that he rigged it to try and bribe me.
I would never do that.
I also won a bowling ball in one of the other raffles at a later Muskingum tournament.
Son of a gun, how about that? You are so lucky.
I know.
That's awesome.
There was that, and then I was looking for a school that had bowling and nursing because I knew that I wanted to go into nursing from a very young age. So it ended up just working out. I had one other school that I looked at, but I hadn't even toured yet, and so I came in, took a tour at Muskingum, and I was like, okay, I don't want to go anywhere else. This is where I want to go.
Yeah.
So.
So you got lucky with a bunch
Yes.
of raffles, and then you
Yes.
got lucky and found your home,
Yes.
and so did you. So that's good. That's good. So I guess what we can learn from coaches is just don't give up asking,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Pester
He will
away.
get his way.
I had so many emails and
Yes.
text messages from him and phone calls asking if I had made my decision yet and where I was going. I was like, oh my gosh.
Determined
Yeah.
to get the best bowlers
Yes.
on the team.
That's right.
I will never forget the day I emailed him and was like, "Hi, I'm actually very interested in Muskingum now, and we planned my visit. I came in bold. It was
Yeah.
yes. I felt like I made your day when I told you
Yeah.
that."
You both made my day.
Yeah.
4 years you've made. That's good.
What will you miss the most about your time here?
I think just like the sense of community. Like
Mm.
we go on walks like 3 times a week, and
Yeah.
it's just like the sense of community. You walk past people, and if you don't know them, you still say hi to them. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna miss that the most, I think.
I would definitely say just like being around my people.
Yeah.
With the nursing program, we're a very tight group. There's 14 of us that are graduating, and we've all been in class together all 4 years. So we're all super close. All the girls that I live with, we're super close. Like Kelsey was saying, we go on walks and hang out in the living room and do all kinds of fun things. And so that's definitely going to be what I miss the most.
Without being rude or anything, where are you gonna miss the least?
The drama.
Okay.
I am going to miss the drive to the bowling alley the least.
Yeah, that is also very
Yeah.
true. The 30
I-
minutes there, 30 minutes
Yeah.
home.
I will say.
In Coshocton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Going on the drives and like being with the people in the car was fun, but having to drive half an hour there, then be there for 2 hours ish, and then drive 30 minutes back, like it just took up so much time.
Yeah.
$1.5 million, and we'll have a bowling center on campus.
Oh yeah, that's all it'll take.
Don't
Yeah.
cut that out.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Oh my gosh.
That's good. Awesome. Well, so that's kind of talking about your time here at Muskingum. You know, coming to Muskingum, what it meant to be Muskie, that kind of thing. There are a ton of lasting marks that you guys left individually and as a team. You know, with the bowling, just in the bowling program. And I have some of them listed here, and we can talk about some of them. So, you know, we have the OBC Conference Champions, right? We have first time competing, there we go, in NCAA tournaments, and then College Club National Championship. You also had the Golden Hook Awards for the Team of the Year last season, Best Duo of the season, right? And then success at Tier 1s, and then you guys had a ton of victory brownies. So victory brownies means victories, right?
Yes.
So that's good.
Yes.
That means a lot. Can we talk a little bit about that, about which of those kind of stick out to you that you think is going to really, that like changed you?
I would say for me, like winning Best Duo with Kelsey was definitely a really defining moment because it felt nice to be able to have that recognition and kind of be able to have that impact on our team and on the whole athletic community, I guess, because it wasn't just us that voted on that. It was
Yeah.
the whole athletic department.
Recognition
Yeah.
from everybody else that
Yeah.
they see.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys work together, so
Yes,
that's
so
good.
it's nice
That's
to
good.
have.
Yes.
Kelsey, what about you?
I also think getting Duo of the Year was a really cool thing. I did not expect that. Like
No.
when our names were called, we were like,
We were
oh my
not
gosh.
prepared at all.
I also think like the national championship, like it really shined a light. Like when the boys won the national championship, it shined a light on the bowling program. And then when we came back and we got it the next year, I just felt like we got a lot of recognition. And I loved that because for a lot of people, they don't realize how much work goes into bowling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more than just throwing a ball down the lane. Like it takes a lot of work. And I think getting that recognition and earning those spots, like we earned that national championship, was a lot.
And it kind of separated us in a sense from the men's team. Like, I feel like before when you heard of Muskingum bowling, all you thought about was just the men's team and how they were doing really well and how they had won a national championship. And then we did it the next year, and so now they're like, oh, the women are good too. Like, it's
Yeah.
not just the guys.
And then to follow it back up this season, and like we won our first tournament out the gate this season, and it was just, it felt so good because I'm like, it's senior year, like we're gonna do this. And then like we won the conference, and that was a huge moment because it came down to pins.
Yeah.
Like it came down to
Very
pins to
much.
win the conference, and like we hadn't won the conference yet. There's a banner at the Coshocton Bowling Alley Legacy, and like we got to put 2025 on that board, and like that made me feel good because now we have a national championship and a conference championship in our 4 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's because of these two that we get the recruits that we're getting now.
Yeah.
We've got a solid class of 7 coming next year
Yeah.
for the women,
Well,
along with the 13 men, so 20.
So 2 leaving and then getting 7 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
and then the 2026 class is,
Yeah, he's already recruiting years away.
well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it never stops.
That's how he
So-
got you guys, right?
Yeah, yeah, it
But-
is.
this is true.
Both classes, 2025, 2026, they look at what we've done,
Mhm.
the body of work that we've done, and they go like, you know, they want to come to Muskingum. I've got girls from Mississippi and North Dakota and Iowa and Texas and calling me and say, hey, I want to come to Muskingum. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it turned out great, and a lot of it has to do with these two and others obviously that bowl on the team. And Kaylee Houck, who graduated last year when we won the national championship. So yeah, it's going well.
I will say one of them is my younger sister, so that was
Yeah.
me, not you.
Her younger sister, Gray. Hi, Gray.
Hey.
You'll be on here one of these days.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While speaking of accomplishments and everything, what has it meant to accomplish all of these to you? Like, what has it meant to you?
It's meant a lot. I came from a high school where we were undefeated. Like in high school, I did not lose a match until I think junior year. So to come to Muskingum and also have that like accomplishment side too, I'm like, it makes me feel good individually, and then just the team camaraderie when you do that. Like bowling is a team sport. We bowl individual games, but those games add up together, and it's a team sport. And it feels really good to be accomplishing like the things that the boys have accomplished and vice versa. So
I would say for me, my college bowling almost kind of mirrored my high school bowling. When I first started out in high school, we did not really have all the pieces together at first, and so it was a very, like, it took a while for us to grow into who we were and be able to win and actually compete with people consistently, and I feel like that was the same here. My freshman year, I feel like we didn't win a whole lot, did we? From what I remember, I don't know. I have bad memory. But we definitely kind of grew the team and shaped it into what it is, with the help of us, Kaylee, all the other girls that have been here over the years. And now I feel like we are able to consistently compete and show up, and people know that we are competitive and they need to look out.
This was our best season ever,
Yeah.
men
Yeah.
and women.
Yeah.
The highest ranking we've had, the wins. We didn't finish below 4th in a tournament, and that particular tournament, tier 2s, we were in 2nd. And the last game of the tournament, 2 teams in the OBC shot 250 and higher and knocked us down to 4th.
yeah,
Otherwise, we're sitting 2nd, solid. Anyway, and we shot a good game, but so never below a 4th place finish in a tier 2, and then the NCAA tournaments to go to compete in that area. And the team that we went up against and beat the 2nd tournament, they went on into the NCAA tournament. So, you know, I feel that, you know, we're right there at that level.
Yeah.
And people are beginning to see that.
yeah. I feel like we've built a lot of the team, and then now the team we're leaving behind is a good team. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with the girls that have been on the team as well.
I would say so.
How does the support that both teams show for each other, how does that help drive, you know, morale, success?
Yeah, it's definitely nice because you have that support, you have those people cheering you on when you're fighting for the big moments, and I think that makes all the difference in how you compete, because you know that there's people who are backing you up and know that you're able to do it, like you're able to accomplish what you're trying to get. So I think that that's really nice.
Yeah, like for example, like sophomore year was when the boys won the national championship. We watched them, we cheered them on, and then they did the exact same thing for us when we won our national championship. And just a month or so ago, when we were in the bracket for the national championship this season, like they cheered us on until the very end.
Yeah.
And we didn't come out with a win, but it felt like we did because we had that support.
Yeah. Coach Smith, what's it like from your perspective to see the team supporting each other like this?
You're hopeful that when you recruit them and bring them onto campus, because they're all coming from different walks of life, different areas of the country, different areas of Ohio. They all have their successes on their teams. Most of them are the best their teams had. And so you kind of hope they'll gel and they'll click. And you try to put them in situations where they can learn about each other and hopefully get along. And sometimes that's difficult. Sometimes it goes just well. It went really well this year. I'm sure there's some drama I don't know about, but the good news is I do see a whole lot, and that's why we're successful too.
Yeah. How do you think the support of the two teams here with bowling, how does it differ from what you've seen with other sports, if
I
at all?
feel like when we go to tournaments, like we're both competing in the same bowling alley, or if we are at different bowling alleys, like we are constantly on the men's live stream, seeing how they're doing, or asking Jones like how they're doing. And with the other sports, I feel like you don't really have that. I know like a lot of the sports, like if the women are competing here, then the men are away, or vice versa. And I'm really glad that we don't have to do that, because that would be hard.
Yeah.
Trying to be in two different places basically. So
it's almost like you're competing together.
Yeah, I think of when we went to Las Vegas over winter break. Like the boys bowled in the morning and then we bowled at night. So like the boys came and watched us bowl, we watched them bowl. So we kind of just like swapped those places. And then for one tournament, the boys were in the morning and we were in the afternoon. And then it's flipped. So then we were in the morning and the boys were in the afternoon. So they try to make it so you can support each other.
That's
too,
awesome.
So.
And is that the kind of same thing that you're seeing as well with this, different from other sports as well?
Yeah, it's unique. We get to compete together. Although last year we did separate, where the women went to the NCAA tournaments, the men were over in Dayton.
Right.
So we're 5 hours apart and competing. We can keep track of one another while we're doing that. But normally we're all together. We're traveling together, whether it be in the bus or a couple vans riding together, stopping together, eating together. So yeah, there's a little bit more togetherness, the whole team.
Last season, you had Kaylee turning over leadership to you guys both. There's a couple questions with this, but what were some of the challenges you guys faced with that, and then what were your feelings with kind of being in a leadership position, and then we'll talk more about it here in a second.
The three of us, with like including Kaylee, like we kind of like built what we wanted the leadership to look like on the team.
Right.
And so last year we were kind of treated as seniors, but we weren't seniors yet.
Yeah.
And so moving into this season, without Kaylee, we kind of just continued to build on the values that we wanted to leave behind. And the values, the camaraderie, just how we wanted the team to be. Like, no drama, teamwork, like, teamwork makes the dream work. And that was, like, something that I tried to build on. Like, so.
Yeah, I agree. I would say just kind of keeping those core values that we want to continue on in our team. So the accountability, I feel like, is a huge thing. Keeping up with your schoolwork is something that we always try to push, because if you're not doing your school, then you can't bowl.
Right.
So that's a big thing. And just treating your teammates with the respect and compassion that they deserve is something that I really focus on, and that's something that I'm hoping all of our girls will continue in the future.
kind of like how Doug mentioned, like everyone comes from a different, like I think he said, walk of life.
Mhm.
And that's something you really have to take into consideration, because some people come to college and they might not have had the same life that you had at home or whatever. And I think that's something that I valued the time that I've been here. Like, I'm from 45 minutes away. We have people that are from hours away.
Yeah.
And like Taylor's from across the country, and like, and so it's not easy for her to go home every weekend, and I can go home every weekend. And that's something that like I love to learn about. Like, why did you choose to move across the country and things like that, and accepting that they might have some hardships, they might need that extra support. So just making sure you're supporting your teammates and anything that they need or want to do. Like, I try to be that person as well.
And so, Coach Smith, how do you feel about what they're saying about passing the torch, and how is it from your outside perspective, from seeing these people do this, passing down their ideals, their morals, their talents, all these things? What is it like to you?
Well, you hope, after listening to me for 4 years, that they caught something and what other seniors have done in the past.
Yeah.
And then hopefully what they have done this year continues next year, because we got 2 seniors in Lizzie and Lillian. And they'll want to repeat some of the same things that we've done. We are capable of doing it. So yeah, you hope that happens and it just keeps on going. And I'm real pleased. I was pleased the whole year with what they were doing. And I didn't have to really say anything. They just did it.
Yeah.
So that makes it nice too.
So you're proud of the team?
Very much so.
Very much so. What's going to be the lasting impact that each of you feel that you've left on this program?
I would say for me, I want girls to be accountable for themselves and take responsibility for what they're doing. And I am the first person who will pull myself if I know I'm not doing good. I'll literally look at Doug and be like, put somebody else in, put Lillian in, or put whoever in, because I know that like I'm able to know that somebody else is able to do better than me, and so I want girls to kind of be able to do that as well, and know that it's okay to not always be 100%. It's okay to not always be perfect. I think that's a big thing that I learned throughout my college career, and hopefully I kind of set that example. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about that.
No, that's a good answer.
I think just continuing to have a team where the girls are respectful of one another and they want to see the team grow, so they're working to make the team grow. And being able to persevere through the hard times. Like, you're not going to win every tournament you go to. And bowling is such a weird sport because sometimes you show up and you just aren't on, and that's okay. And we can't take it out on each other. And that's something, like, the mental game of bowling is something that I've really grown in the last couple years. And I just hope that continues to be something that the girls carry on, and that, like, the little parts of bowling that you don't normally think about.
And the fact that it's not an individual sport, it is a team sport. Like, there are individual aspects that you can win at certain tournaments,
Right.
but overall your team is what's important.
Yeah.
Kelsey, one thing you were saying, about how the mental game and everything, is that what you feel you're kind of telling all the other underclassmen about, and that's what you're leaving to them to try to better themselves? I mean,
yeah,
okay.
Like freshman year, if I had a bad game, I cried. And I've come a long way, because now I'm like, if I get so frustrated, I'll cry, but I don't cry if I have a 150 game. I've accepted that we bowl on some crazy shots, and sometimes that's normal. And so I feel like I've come a long way. And like, for girls that are coming into college bowling, like, it's not going to be like high school. And I think that was my biggest adjustment, was I'm not bowling on a house shot for every match and everything. So just that adjustment from high school to college and keeping your mental game strong is something that I want to be an example. Like, Yeah.
Example's a good word. Yeah.
Yes.
So you're leaving them your wisdom based on your own experiences.
Yes.
So don't
Yeah.
don't take it out. Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
Learning
That's
how
good.
to not always win.
Yes.
And they've shown how to persevere,
Yeah.
get through it, because these two, I mean, you're going into championship season,
Mm-hmm.
and she's in the nursing program and doing her student teaching, and you got to get through all that and come to practice
Yeah.
and try to get
Yeah.
to accomplishing your last few goals. And that OBC championship was huge because we had to come from behind a few hundred pins, which is hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole team bowled very well, and that we ended up winning the OBC by 300 pins.
Yeah.
But that was the tiebreaker. It had to go to a tiebreaker, and because that one tournament, we won by 300 pins, and that was unbelievable. Which means we beat the runner-up by 500 pins
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
in one tournament. And that's just outstanding effort, and they showed how to do that, and so I'm grateful for that, because now the other girls that are behind and freshmen coming up, they'll hear this, see it, they'll understand it, they'll live through it,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll go, hey, Kelsey and Hailey did it, we can do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully they take it right. That's the bar. You're setting the bar high, and then they set it higher and higher and
Yeah.
higher. My hand's off the screen now, but
Yes, and
Yeah.
we have like incoming education majors and nursing majors, and we have some that are in the program now. And I was the first student teacher
That's correct.
of the bowling program, like ever. So it was like I was the learning experience of how much I'd be able to come to. And so we ended up driving ourselves to practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I drove myself, like I did my own little 4-hour trip to Detroit
oh,
for
nice.
sectionals, and I got there after they were done bowling the individual day because I taught all day, and then I got in my car and went to Michigan, and I was still there to bowl team. So it's just like finding that balance,
Yeah.
and I think both of us have really persevered through this semester, because this semester's, your last semester senior year is a lot. So being able to persevere and get through that and
Yeah.
be able to have the flexibility too was nice.
Coach Smith, I had another question for you while we're talking about how everybody's working together like this. But how important do you think it's been to have strong leadership from you and Coach Jones? And what do you think? What do you think that you're helping them with and helping the team with?
Good question. Well, I mean, when they come in, they pretty much understand my position and what I feel is real important, which is their education first and foremost. And whatever I can do to help them get that education, we'll do it. So if they need less practice time or whatever, or they need help, there's no way I'm going to tell Kelsey she can't teach. She's got to go to Detroit.
Yeah.
And if she has to go to clinicals, there's no way I can say, no, you can't go to clinicals, So there's that. And then just the fact that they have shown other students how you can get it done.
Yeah.
This is what we went through. And the girls on the team know what they went through. I'm sure they talked and told them, and they saw it. And so they now know that they can do it too. And that's just crucial. I can't do it. I mean, they can see me and what I went through this year, but you just go. And with all the health problems I had, I only missed a week. Then I was back at it,
Back bowling.
moving slow with the cane. No more cane,
Awesome.
except up and down steps, and so we'll see. But yeah, it's been quite a great ride this season.
Yeah, this season's a roller coaster for sure.
Yeah. And I also wanted I wanted to ask you guys a similar question: is what do you think you've gained from Coach Smith and Coach Jones, and just being on the bowling team, but specifically from your coaches?
I would just say again, like that perseverance and being able to get through hard things, and they both were very empowering to me for my education. I told Doug from the get-go when I got here, if bowling interferes with nursing, then I'm quitting. Like I'm not gonna bowl. That was my stipulation for joining the team. And so he made sure time and time again that I was able to go to all my nursing things. They picked me up from clinicals to go to tournaments. They waited for me to be ready to go so that I wouldn't miss out on either. So that was a big thing for me from both of them.
I think the being flexible and being understanding, kind of like what Hailey was saying, like especially this semester, like just getting places, because I would bring lesson plans to work on at practice. So I'd go bowl a couple shots, come back, write some words, go bowl a couple shots, and I'm always one that's like, I can't bring my homework to practice because I'm not going to get anything done. But this semester it was the flexibility, and I think that that's something that has been there since day one. Like, we are student athletes and the students first for a reason, because we're here to get our degree, and we're here to, like, I showed up freshman year, I want to be a teacher, so I worked hard for that, and then I also have all the accomplishments on the bowling team, so it's the support and understanding from our coaches has been huge.
And what we understand, bowling's year round.
Yeah.
So we start first week of school, and our season's not over until middle of April. Postseason, that's how long it takes.
Yeah.
And they're going to graduate 2 weeks later. So I can't say you have to be, I mean, of course I want them there and practicing and stuff like that. But other sports, you know, they've got just a few months and they're done.
Yeah.
And then other coaches, being NCAA, can't have contact with them. Well, I can have contact with these girls every day, all day long if I want. Obviously, that's way too much. But that's the thing. We're year round.
Yeah.
So for 4 years, they have bowled daily, okay, and trying to be very competitive. So it's a huge difference between some of your other more traditional sports.
Yeah.
So the next bit that we're going into is going to be more like talking about graduation, and then what's happening going forward, and then talking a little bit about some specific memories and that kind of thing. You know, maybe we can just start with overall feelings of graduation. You know, maybe a little. You know, we talked about excitement.
Yeah.
A little nervous, maybe a little nervous to walk across. What are you going to be feeling walking out of the Steel Center after you're a Muskie alumni now?
Definitely excited, like you said, but also sad. But once I get done with graduation, I have to go pretty much straight to my nursing pinning. So that's even like more emotional because it's a smaller group,
Yeah.
and so it's a lot more of a like
Close
intimate setting, I would say. So I think that is gonna be the thing that like really gets me, and Doug's gonna cry. I can already tell you. But yeah, just like excitement and sad, but I'm ready to move on to the next step. So.
Yeah, being ready to move on to the next step is something that I'm feeling. I'm really excited to graduate. I'm not excited to leave my friends, but I know that like Hailey's 2 hours from me, our other friend is 2 hours from me, and I know that we'll meet and it'll all work out. And that's something that I've told myself like all semester, because like I've worked up so I wasn't a disaster tomorrow. So like I feel very cool, calm, and collected emotion wise. And
We'll see.
yeah, we'll see. I mean,
it might just turn around and slap you in the face.
Yeah,
But
probably.
sometimes it does that, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm really excited, and like I said, I'm really excited to find a teaching job, and a lot of people are starting to post their postings and everything, and I've had a couple interviews, and yeah.
I also wanted to ask about how does bowling fit into your future? How's that going to be?
Well, I always joke that I'm going into semi-retirement. That has been my big thing. Like this whole semester, I've been like, I'm retiring, man. Like I am going to bowl the Open, which is a USBC national tournament in June with my dad and a few other guys. So I'll do that. But other than that, I'm not 100% sure yet, because with nursing, your schedule's always so weird. Plus, I'm working night shift. So I might go sub and lead and stuff, but I don't know about any like huge tournaments. Probably just go and practice when I can and keep myself semi-decent. But
You're gonna semi-retire, but you want to keep your semi-decent.
yeah.
Keep those muscles.
Yeah.
Keep the blood flowing,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I can still be semi-retired and be all right.
Yeah.
Be semi-decent. I don't need to be great. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you get the proof that you were great. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm bowling league currently. I bowl on
Awesome.
Tuesdays, and then in the fall I'm gonna bowl on Thursdays, and then I want to bowl some of the PWBA, which is the professional women's.
Okay.
I want to bowl some of those events. They have like regional tournaments and there's one in Columbus, I think, in August. But
Nice. And I wanted to move into some favorite memories. And this is for everyone. So whoever wants to start, just as many as you want, or if you got one really favorite memory, and you want to share.
winning the national championship in the way, like,
Yeah.
in the drive home. That was such a surreal experience. I remember I had a paper due, and my professor at the time, she was very, like, she loved watching, like, us on Facebook. She would watch the live stream. She would keep up with us. And I did not have this paper done, and it was due that Sunday night. We had just won the national championship. We went to Texas Roadhouse. My laptop is on like 4% in the van, and I emailed her, and I was like, "Hey, my paper's not done yet. Can I have an extension? We just won the national championship." And she was like, "Yes, of course. Take as much time as you need." So, and then when I got the green light to shut my computer, it was just like the way home was. We jammed to music. I think Lizzie played "We Are the Champions" like 6 times.
Gosh,
It was like on repeat.
Nice.
So yeah.
I took a nap
Yes.
in that van ride. I was laying on Kaylee. She had her laptop out and she was working on something, and I took a nap because I like to sleep. So they were all jamming out, and I did for a while, and then I took a little cat nap.
So that's one thing. Talk about student athlete. They just won a national championship. What are they worried about? Homework.
My paper
And
needed.
I know, and they take it with them,
Yeah.
and they'll do it on the bus, do it in the van, do it in the hotel room. I mean, when we went to Vegas, they did go to Fremont Street, had a good time, but most of the time it was, please make sure you have a hotel and there's a Target across the street.
Yep.
Yeah.
A Target and a Starbucks.
Target and a Starbucks, got to be right there.
Yeah.
So.
Our adventures, like, outside of the tournaments are some of, like, the things that I will forever take with me.
Yeah.
Like, we went to Chicago, and there was an Old Navy and a TJ Maxx and everything, like a whole strip. We crossed the road, and, like, we had taken a charter, so we just walked to the shopping mall.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
I would say for me, like, probably one of my favorite memories was when we went to Vegas, because I was the only one who had been. I think Taylor had gone when she was like a kid or younger, but I was the only one who had been, and so I felt like a little tour guide, like showing everybody around,
especially in South Point.
Yeah, what everything was at, and we were staying at the like hotel/casino that I always stay at, and so I was like, this is fun. I can show you all the things. Like, this is where we should go. This is what we should do. So that was fun. And obviously winning the national championship is definitely always going to be a favorite for me. And I would say getting picked up from clinicals. There was one clinical that I had. It was in like downtown Columbus. It wasn't near here.
Find you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to like navigate them to this parking lot that was not even near the hospital. You had to take a shuttle to get to that parking lot. And so I was trying to get myself there while getting them to park there, and I was like, I don't even know. And then I got in the van, and they were like, we brought you chicken nuggets.
Yes.
And they like passed them back to me. I was like, what? I don't even know what's happening. Like, I've been up since like 4 a.m. I'm just ready to sleep, and I slept again. So those are probably some of my favorites.
Those are good ones. Absolutely.
We were in Vegas at Christmas time too, so it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I've gone, it's been like 110 degrees. So it was nice for it to not be that hot.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to like go outside and do things.
Yeah.
So.
Coach Smith, do you have any other favorite memories that you can recall?
Yeah, when those two told me they're coming to Muskingum,
Yeah. There you
like,
go.
holy cow, make my day.
Yeah.
I mean, and solidify the program, which I knew was going to happen, obviously with some help. That I mean, a national championship, you try for that every year. You can't take that for granted. Yes, we're going to be there every year. We're going to be the national championship. To win it is difficult. And we didn't get it done this year. It was the only thing we didn't do this year. Everything else we accomplished. We just didn't get that done. But there's no women's team that has ever won it back to back. And there's only been one men's team to do it. So out of all the years they've had the national championship, it's still difficult. Even though you're one of the favorites, etc., it's got to go your way. And so winning the national championship was great. Winning the OBC and the way we did it, because I formed the OBC, it's going to be 6 years old next year. So out of the 5 years, the women have won it twice, the men have won it twice. That's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy to repeat. We're going to give it a shot next year, see what happens. But so yeah, those are some special memories. But you know, it's watching the kids graduate. That's why they're here. It's why I brought them here. I mean, it's what I keep telling them. I want you to be a nurse. I want you to be a teacher. And so to watch them go across and get their degree, that's a real treat every year.
Yeah. I wanted to end with a couple of questions here that are about your Muskie teammates and anybody else who might be joining as well. So what kind of advice or guidance do you want to give to people, to your teammates that you know, and then maybe advice or guidance that you could give to people that that Coach Smith and Coach Jones are going to be recruiting in the future?
I would say like my biggest advice is to slow down and make sure that you're doing the things that you want to do as well. Like you make time to do fun things and not just be working on school and bowling. Take time for yourself. And don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Don't cry.
I'm not gonna cry.
Okay.
Also, I feel that. Be as involved as possible. I was a person who was like, I'm never gonna be in a sorority. It's not my thing. And then I found a sorority, and those are some of my best friends. And I went early alum this semester, and I'm still considered one of the seniors, and so like that's really nice. So you're gonna have family wherever you find your people. I have family on the bowling team, I have family in the sorority, I have family in my teaching cohort. So like putting yourself out there, being involved, and just being mindful of others. I think.
It's easier to get through school. It's more fun to get through school.
Yeah, and it flies by.
It flies. The theme this year was take care of business.
Yeah.
Okay. Elvis thing, but anyway.
Yeah, I get you.
I told him it's going to fly because this year we did more tournaments than normal.
Yeah.
A lot in the fall. We brought in fundraising money. We worked 2 Browns games to fundraise. I said, then oh by the way, you got to go to school too and go to class. So it just flew. I can't believe we're here. We're talking about the culmination of the season, and I can remember day 1 team meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That legit feels like yesterday.
Yeah, but be involved. That's,
yeah.
Find things to do. Time management is key.
Yes.
And these 2 did a very good job of that.
Congratulations on all the accomplishments for
Thank
4
you.
years, and congratulations for making it through, obviously. So that's a big deal.
Thank you.
So yeah, absolutely. I think we're kind of nearing the end here. I just I wanted to know if you guys have any specific people that you want to acknowledge, who were influential to your journey, bowling, college, all of it, life journey, and you can, just take your time and thank whoever you want to thank.
Yeah. I would say like thank you to my parents, all my grandparents, my aunt, cousin, sister, all the people who have been in my life, and then like all my nursing faculty and staff and cohort, all my classmates. They really helped me. Yeah.
I'd say my family, Blake's family, and my grandma and grandpa, my mom, my uncles, and all of the education faculty. I have a really good relationship with all of them, and coaches that have gotten us through, and
And teammates too.
Yes,
All
and
the
our
other-
teammates.
all the other girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, is there any last remarks that you'd like to say, or do you have anything you'd like to say?
These two will definitely be missed. There's no doubt about it. Like I said, for 4 years, I could count on them,
Yeah.
you know, and they're gone. And I'm happy. Yet I'm going like, dang, you know, next year brings a whole different thing and what's going to happen. And so I'm looking forward to that, but it can wait a few weeks before I get too excited about next year. We
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
See
Yeah.
these two out and
Yes.
go to graduation, the pinning ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emotions would be flying all over the place, right?
I
It's
only,
gonna smack you in the face, right?
Yes. I only live like 25 minutes from Palace, so I'll be at tournaments and I'll be there to cheer them on.
Coaching the JVs if she shows up.
All right. All right.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Peace out, man. That's good. That's good.
Peace
Well,
out.
thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Once again, you're watching Orbit TV here on YouTube, and my name's Sam Pollock, and I was joined by Coach Doug Smith of the women's bowling team here at Muskingum University, Kelsey Wilson and Hailey Yingst, both seniors who are graduating tomorrow when this
Yes.
is recorded. So, congratulations one more time.
Thank you.
And congratulations as well for all your accomplishments as well. So, thank you guys for coming on the show and talking with me for
Yes.
all the time I've been here. So
Yeah.
it's been great. It's been
Thanks
great
for
knowing you
having
guys.
us.
So
Yes.